Did you see that? See that, Joshua?
No, what is it?
Oh, there it is again.
I think I see it.
Yeah, we can see you. Spying on us again, huh? Well, you might as well come on in. Joshua,
Yes.
how important are jacket or suit lapels to you? I know how important they are to me.
Yes.
I throw a big fuss about them, but to you?
To me,
Yeah, because...
I have a confession to make.
All right.
Even though I used to work at Brooks Brothers, and I have probably sold hundreds of suits, I have never paid attention to the lapels before.
Never?
Never.
Oh, that's interesting.
I know. That's terrible of me. I guess I'm not that much for the attention to detail up here.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that because the stories that you've told me, the majority of the clientele, the last thing they cared about was the lapels. A lot of them probably didn't even know what a lapel was.
Now, that might be the case.
Yeah.
I think what I was mostly focusing on was like the overall look and the colors, which is another topic we'll be discussing today.
And I assume the fit.
And the fit,
And
yes.
the fit, yes.
Yeah, but back to the topic of lapels. What are the different kind of lapels a suit jacket might have?
Well, you have your basic notch lapel. You have something which is unbelievably sinister to humanity, and that is the skinny lapel. Like if you were to go to Express or something like that, you would find these jackets or these suits with these skinny lapels for little kids and anything like that. I think even places like Express in North America, they've come around and they've started to widen the lapels a bit. So you have your notch lapels, getting away from the skinny lapels. You have your notch lapels, and skinny lapels are usually always notch lapels. And a mid-notch lapel is where you want to be. You want to stay away from anything that is too narrow, obviously. And then you have your wider notch lapel. Then you have your peak lapel. And
Peak lapels.
things like I have on my Lorenzo Cifanelli jacket here are the peak lapels. Joshua has peak lapels on that beautiful blazer you have there.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then you have your shawl lapels, which are a much more formal, maybe dinner jacket sort of look. Yeah.
Yeah, I wore the peak lapels today because I know you're a huge fan of them. Most of my jackets are probably the notch lapel, and I've heard comments about the skinny lapels no longer being in favor, so I looked it up online, and the standard width for a standard notch lapel is 3.25 inches. So if it's any skinnier than that, you're in skinny lapel territory.
Oh, I agree, and I would say probably a good roundabout width would be 3.75, but it depends. It depends. You know, you can get more into this advanced world, and you can go to your Edward Sextons and your Cifanellis, and you can get wider notch lapels, which are it's a very elegant look, but it's also a very elevated look, and it's not everyone in the boardroom or the office would be ready for that or even understand it. And the problem with these wider lapel jackets, and whether it's your odd jacket, your blazer, or your suit jacket, is there will always be a minority of people that will say, well, that suit looks like it's from the 70s. Look at those. Why is it so wide there? You know, and they'll mistake a collar for a lapel because just why is that so wide? That doesn't look right. Not understanding that this is something that's very sartorially elevated. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you were you referring to my photo I pulled out of my father's high school year?
No. He wasn't. He wasn't wearing a suit, was he?
I think it was a suit, or at least it was a jacket.
I think it was a jacket. Yeah,
it was a jacket.
No, yeah. And that's the thing about it is at that time that was the style. But
Styles always come back. Classic men's style is classic.
Exactly.
So notch lapels are pretty common in the workplace. Peak lapels as well?
Peak lapels are not as common.
Not as
common, yeah.
Are they okay to wear in the workplace?
I think they are. I really think they are. I wouldn't go with something too wide, but I really think they are. I think if we all remember that series Suits, You had Harvey Specter. The majority of his suits were peak lapels, but he was up in the upper echelon of the law firm. And you had the lower tiers that would come in with their notch lapel suits, and not as even some of the antagonists, would be wearing mid notch lapels, but usually Harvey was wearing peak lapels.
Oh, nice.
And that would classify as classic boardroom wear,
I agree.
And whoever styled him and the actors for the show, they knew something. They knew something about classic menswear and the let's say the levels of it.
The levels of it, yeah.
The levels of it,
Absolutely.
How to distinguish a senior partner from a entry level sort of a fellow. Yeah.
That's true, yeah. The entry level outfit. How about shawl lapels? Would you ever wear a shawl lapel to work?
What I would do is, if I was comfortable enough in that job, and if I could play it off that I just came from a evening of perusing the night prior and gallivanting and a few other things, and I stumbled into the office and I was wearing a shawl lapel, perhaps a dark blue velvet, I think that would be interesting, but I wouldn't do it in a normal setting. But if you were comfortable and you can get away with it, and you had a backstory, or
or if you're a spy for MI6, maybe.
Exactly. Exactly.
Then you can get away with it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
A fictional spy.
A fictional spy.
Yeah, because from what I do understand, the majority of MI6 operatives, they don't dress that well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can't say I've met one.
MI5's even worse, but what I understand, yeah.
I can't say I've met one, but you might have.
No, I don't know anybody. I know 5 people on the planet Earth.
That's what he says.
So anyway, yeah, that's a very good question, though, about the lapels.
Yeah. How about closely related to lapels, shirt collars? There's a wide variety of different shirt collars.
Oh, yes.
What are the common kinds?
Well, I'm ignorant to the names, because every time that I would look up a specific, whether it's a cutaway or I would find that a different brand would have a different name for it, or it would look totally different, a club color, or if that's even the new name for it. I'm not sure. Yes.
The what are they called? The point collar is kind of the one that goes down to.
The point collars. And the thing about it is, if you would watch a lot of these American Italian mobster gangster movies, the wise guys would have these serious point collars. They're huge, crazy. Yeah, and I never knew about that style. And Edward Sexton, my beloved Edward Sexton, has something similar, not to that degree, and I'm not sure what the name of that is. So I will be honest, I am ignorant to the specific names of the collars. I go with the standard collar that each shirt maker makes, their standard collar, And I like a larger collar, but not something crazy. And just because I like a larger collar doesn't mean I always order that, It depends, Yeah,
I think the one that you prefer typically is commonly described as a spread collar.
A spread collar, yes.
Yes. Sometimes.
So forgive me, audience, on this. Yeah.
Well, there's other characteristics to spread collars. There's a wide spread collar or a cutaway spread collar. But it seems like you always prefer to wear some type of spread collar.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Why is that? Is that just because how the tie looks like with that collar?
No, to be perfectly honest, what I call it, and they don't call it, I just call it the house collar of the brand that works best for me. And when it comes to when I purchase a shirt and I'm looking for a shirt, I'm looking for something that fits my specific size and body. I've made a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors in this arena. And there's probably only a half a dozen shirt brands that I can even pull off, that I think I can get away with wearing, because off the peg, ready to wear. They come the right size. I don't have to have them fiddled with by
Our friend.
our drunken alterations tailor.
Is he? Is he? He's not drunk, is he?
He's drunk right now, I bet.
Yeah. So the spread collar is a nice classic look. It goes great with a tie, a necktie, right? And but you can also leave it without a tie.
Yes, yeah.
Top button
Yeah,
undone.
exactly.
How do you feel about button-down collars?
Well, I don't want to go so far and trespass on the audience's sensibilities and say I'm feeling unwell, but I'm, I am not a fan of the button-down collar. Actually, I should say this. Let me correct that. I am a fan of the inside button-down collar that you cannot see, and you can decide whether to use it. So basically, on the inside of your collar, and I have a few shirts like that. But I start getting these odd trimmers.
Yeah.
When I see those, and they're not even, I don't even find them to be that offensive to my sensibilities, but I certainly want to act like they are. So I'm not a fan of the button-down collar.
Yeah, you've given me you told me some choice words describing it before.
No. Wait, well, what do I know?
Something about the garbage.
I'm a spoke on the wheel. Yeah, no. There's a comment I made almost 15 years ago to this man about if you're working at the
Anyway,
the recycling plant,
Yeah.
great, have it. But yeah.
So I intentionally wore a button-down collar today because I knew we were going to be talking about collars.
Yes, exactly.
I
But for some reason you can pull it off because you have a more structured style than I do, I think.
I think most of my outfits come from, a lot of them are from Brooks Brothers. I used to work there many years ago, and I find that there's a little bit of history behind the button-down collar.
The inventors, supposedly, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, Brooks Brothers invented it back in 1896. John Brooks is presumed to be the inventor of the today's modern button-down collar, and he invented it because he saw some English polo players playing polo, and they'd found different ways to fasten down the collars whilst playing polo, so that way they wouldn't be flapping in the wind. And that was kind of the inspiration for the button-down collar.
Well, that's actually a great story.
Yeah.
That almost makes me appreciate them more. But one of the problems is here in North America here, I see those on just so many standard mall cheap shirts that are not cut properly, and they're just, it seems like it's more of a
way to get around having a proper shaped collar.
Something about it, and you would assume they would cost more because you're having to supply 2 more cheap plastic buttons on your crappy shirt. But I don't know.
It is true that there are a lot of visibly, I don't know how to describe it, but they look cheap about them, the button-down collars. And I think what the main differentiator is they don't add the extra fabric that you need to really make it look right.
Oh, yeah.
So if you look at a Brooks Brothers button-down collar, or I'm wearing a J-Press one right now, the fabric amount is just right that when you button it and you have a necktie around, it has it doesn't look too short. Where a lot of the lesser expensive brands, they've taken like a short point collar and they've just fastened it down with a button, and it just doesn't have the quite ratio.
Okay.
It has to have a particular ratio for it to look right.
Well, do your button-down collars, do they have collar stays in those?
They do not.
Really?
No, there's no collar staves.
Oh, rip off. Trying to get cute and get, clever by not assigning collar stays in those. Yeah.
That's right.
Because that's another, those you have to make the incisions, and for that you have to.
It is easier to make a button-down collar, probably. Yeah. I imagine. I've not made one myself, but do you think that? I've heard that the button-down collar is more of a casual look.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's a much more casual look. Yeah. I don't think I'd ever see I've ever seen a button-down collar on a dinner suit or a dinner jacket or a company good.
If you're going to a formal event and you're unsure, maybe go for the point collar or the spread collar. But if you're business casual office attire, I don't see why not. It's a nice kind of East Coast preppy look.
And I'm still confused on the English collar versus the French collar. From what I understand, each country says the other is responsible for it, and I'd have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah. I have a few shirts in my collection that these collars are tiny, and that's the thing I would just urge everyone to stay away from is, if you can tell in the photos if you're buying online, stay away from the small collars, because they just, you want your collar to fit perfectly right underneath your lapel. It doesn't have to be perfectly underneath, but if it's resting or just a little bit underneath, you would want that. I'm not even sure that this, I can't tell right now, but is looking that way, but it's how it should look. And you get these small little collars, and you can see the entire collar. It just doesn't look good. It just, it's everything is off if you have that look. And so you want a larger collar. And if you're anything like Joshua and I with our big melon heads, the larger the collar, the better. Not ridiculously large, but
it goes back to making sure you're choosing a reputable brand. And we'll talk about those maybe towards the end here a little bit, or put some links down in the description. Let's talk a little bit about colors. There is a wide variety of different colors you can choose for your accessories, for your jacket, for your shirt. Are there any colors you should avoid? Like, would you wear, for example, a purple suit to work?
A purple suit. If I was Bernie Mac, yes. But no, I would not. Or Steve Harvey. I would not wear a purple suit to work. I have seen some beautiful shawl dinner jackets, or smoking jackets rather, even that have been in dark purple, and I think those can look really, really smart for the occasion. If you were going to a beautiful high-end cigar lounge and you were wearing something like that, it would be, I think it would be suitable. And or you're going to a beautiful whiskey lounge, in the evening, it's at a skyscraper. I'd love to have something like that, but it would have to be dark enough where it didn't look obtuse and let's be honest, we all want consideration and admiration of others, especially women. And we want to be noticed, and having a little something that brings that out is fantastic. But if it's something that's, hey, look at me because I have this individual piece that is just extravagant, you get lost. You get lost in the conversation over the flashy flash.
Don't wear anything too loud, basically.
Yeah, too loud. I think so. Yeah.
But you can wear something bold.
Yeah.
And it's good to have a little bit of color mix up every now and then. And I was actually debating earlier if I should go with this tie, which is kind of a safe color, or a vibrant orange regimental tie that I have. And I'm beginning to think maybe I should have gone with the orange, because this is almost too safe.
Well, it's very safe, but it looks good with that jacket.
Oh, thanks,
And the thing about the regimental ties, from what I understand, and in the U.S. it's not a huge problem, but if you were in the United Kingdom, the regimental tie, you got to be careful about that.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah. Well, it's associated with certain clubs and things like that.
That's
if
true.
you're not a member of, it can be looked down at, and I love that sort of degree of formality, and I like those rules. They don't exist here where we live, but it just looks like a really nice tie. Here, yes.
Reminds me of a funny story, though. One of my first shopping blunders, trying to elevate my style, buying a lot of Brooks Brothers, I purchased a tie from Brooks Brothers, which in hindsight, I now that I'm older and wiser, realize was a Cambridge tie. It had the colors of a particular college on Cambridge.
All right.
And I myself did not attend Cambridge.
No.
And I don't have any family members who did either.
No, because you're an Oxford man.
That's right. Well,
Rhodes Scholar at that.
I wouldn't say that. Right? But in hindsight now, I realize I probably should not wear that tie, even though the colors are quite unique.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone would have ever called you out on it. Right?
I don't know. Yeah,
right.
you don't want to make the wrong.
Well, you are
impression.
you are a jet setter.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah, so you never know who you run into.
You never know who you run into.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, exactly.
I work with people who have been to Cambridge, so that might be awkward.
Yeah, it might be awkward. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can always say that you were gifted the tie by the higher members of the faculty, and they ended up with nothing, and
Yeah.
they should have worked harder.
That's right. How about matching colors? Should your pocket square match your tie?
Oh, good God. Oh, no. And we covered this in our last episode about, there was these packages. You go to the mall, you go to a Macy's or a, what's that, Kohl's? Is that the store?
Kohl's is still one, yeah.
Yeah,
You can get
Kohl's,
those there.
yeah. And you can buy these plastic packages with the shirt and the matching pocket square in there, and it looks just wretched. And the tie and the pocket square, no. The contrast is where it's at, I believe, on that.
Smart contrast.
Yeah, smart contrast. So I'm wearing this tie that I'm wearing. I'm not a huge fan of this tie because I
think it looks nice.
Well, you're too kind. I think it's too narrow, but I like the color and slight bits that kind of set off the pochette pocket square, and I think just a little bit I think can be very elegant. But that matchy match thing is, it's a bad scene. That's what I think.
Yeah, so be careful with the colors. You want to have things that complement, but they do not have to exactly match. A little bit of contrast is good. It adds some pizzazz to the outfit.
Yes, pizzazz.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Joshua, how do you elevate your role in the company without the dastardly trickery that some might get up to?
Yes. What's the honorable way, right?
Yeah. Well, it's business.
It's business. Business is business. No.
Yes.
I think there's something to be said about a gentleman always being honorable in the workplace, right? Mm-hmm. And the thing about a lot of corporate jobs is you're given an opportunity once or twice a year, sometimes every quarter, to audition either for your current job in some cases or for that promotion that you want. And what I'm talking about is the performance review that every company starts to offer once you get to a certain level in the corporate world. Maybe I shouldn't say every company, but a lot of companies I've worked at have either had 2 performance review seasons every year or an annual performance review season. And what that is, it's an opportunity for you to take what you've accomplished throughout the year and showcase your results and an effort to try to get that promotion.
Now, let me ask, are these performance reviews, are they scheduled at specific dates?
Yes.
Yes, so will the employee always know when these are coming around?
You should.
I should, okay.
Yeah, you should know. When you first started the company, you may not be told. Make sure you ask if your company has a performance review season and figure out what those dates are.
So you can prep for it.
So you can prepare for it, exactly. This is something that you should prepare as much as or more than how you would prepare for an interview. Because
So do not go to a payphone outside of your area and do a bomb scare at the company.
No.
Because you think you're not prepared for it and you need another week, right?
No. Yeah, you need to prepare for this months in advance usually. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't do at the last minute. A lot of people, myself included, have done that. I have waited to the last minute thinking I'll just review back my old emails, my old work notes, and I'll figure out what it is I accomplished in the past year. But that is way too late. So what you should do throughout your work year is you should keep a notepad, Apple Notes, something online in Google Docs, whatever. You should keep a note somewhere that you know you can access, where you will every day or every week at least put down what you've accomplished and what kind of impact you have had for that week. You should do this religiously. And in fact, what I do is I have a calendar reminder on my work calendar. 2 hours a week I spend on this. I go back and I review what I've accomplished. Yeah, 2 hours a week I spend on this. I call it, like, the calendar block on my work calendar is called career innovation. And I always spend at least 2 hours looking back at what I have accomplished and reassessing my goals. It's
Did you come up with that title?
I did, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
there we are.
Yeah, this is my tactic. I like to review what I've accomplished, reassess my goals, and reflect and see if I need to adjust what I'm doing, reprioritize what I'm working on. In some cases, I like to see if there is a skill deficiency that I've recognized.
Well, I can't let you steal all the glory. I came up with the title myself.
Oh yeah, which one's that?
Sarcastic insubordination.
Sarcastic
Yeah, I was proficient in it.
You're proficient.
Yes. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Continue.
Yeah.
So I got off a little cutie. What's the big deal?
Yeah. Now, if you have a great working relationship with your manager, a lot of this might not be as important, but never expect your manager to keep track of everything you've accomplished just because you're very close to him or her. You need to always watch out for yourself, and your manager is busy taking care of other things, and you don't want to put the onus on that person anyway. You should take your own success as your own personal responsibility. I think that's pretty important, and so that's why I do this. I do this thing every at least 2 hours a week I spend on this. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So that's something you want to do. Then once you have all these notes collected, when it comes time to your performance review writings, we usually have to write something or submit a form for your manager to review. You have all these notes you can refer back to. Nowadays, it's so much easier. Do you know why?
Why?
Because you could just have AI write your performance review based on your notes.
But when are corporations going to catch on to that?
They already have.
Yeah, well, I know they already have, and I know that AI is shifting.
Yeah.
But how could they really know?
That's the thing is,
besides if they had an audio of that conversation and they plugged it back in, how would they know?
well, yeah, if you're using your company laptop, they have ways of knowing, right?
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing is I found a lot of companies now are encouraging employees to use AI to help them write their performance review letters or documents.
Why?
Because, well, maybe quite frankly, some people could use some help with their grammar. But besides that,
That's what Grammarly's for.
that's what Grammarly's for. We're not endorsed by them. No,
Yeah.
we can't.
And I'm not even really sure what that is.
They're not sponsoring us.
It just keeps popping up.
Yeah.
And why would Grammarly keep popping up on my side? There's obvious reasons why. Yeah.
You think?
Yes.
I actually don't like
Me no talk good.
I don't like Grammarly because I was educated with like an old Middle English grammar style that Grammarly doesn't like. Yeah, so
Big shot, huh? Yeah.
so
Okay.
I don't like Grammarly, honestly.
All right.
It doesn't match my writing style.
Okay.
But use AI to help you. Obviously, don't have AI write your entire performance review and just submit that. You should review everything because AI tends to exaggerate things. But let it help you. If you have good notes that you've kept throughout the entire year, whether or not you use AI or not, you'll be in a much better position to showcase your value. And you use the same tactics you would use during an interview to showcase your value. A common method is called the STAR method, which stands for situation, task, action, and result. Situation is where you just describe the context of what you're working on that prior year. The task is your level of responsibility, the role that you have in solving that problem. The action is what actions you took to help resolve that issue or to accomplish the goal for the company. And the result is the end result, preferably a positive end result that you want to showcase in your performance review. And wherever possible, try to use quantifiable measures. That's another thing I try to evaluate during my weekly hour sessions, my career innovation sessions, is I try to determine if there is a quantifiable metric I can use to showcase that I'm making an advancement for the company, or I'm helping the company in a measurable way. Yeah.
Well, and the funniest thing here,
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what he does for a living.
Well,
but there's some bunts in it.
Well, I I started very humble beginnings. I can remember my first job making $5 an hour, and things have changed a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Have changed a lot over time.
Yeah.
And I did it by always.
That Bentley out front says that.
Yeah. You know, I do it by striving to accomplish the next big thing. And another way to accomplish the next big thing is through feedback. Oftentimes, companies will have a feedback process where your coworkers, your colleagues, and your manager will provide feedback to you, and you should provide feedback to your colleagues typically. Oftentimes, your manager as well. Always try to give constructive feedback to your manager and to your colleagues. It's not cruel to tell them that there is a particular piece of their way that they work that can be improved. In fact, I'd say it's not professional if you recognize that there is a way a coworker or a manager could improve. It would be unprofessional not to inform that person. Now, how you frame it's important. You got to be tactful.
Unless, of course, you're trying to set them up.
Unless you're trying to set them up, but you shouldn't be doing that. No.
We have a friend who works in the corporate world, and that's all he does.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's one tactic, but I don't feel like that works well in the long term.
Not in the long term, and
No.
he knows that too.
Yeah, but
He says he won't be with that company in the long term. He
Oh, I
says that's
see.
their problem.
That's-
You know, you know who I'm talking about.
yeah. Provide constructive feedback, and then make sure that you take to heart. You should, well, don't necessarily take to heart, but make sure that you properly evaluate any feedback that you're given. Try not to get emotional if somebody's critiquing something that you've done. Not everyone is very tactful in how they word feedback, but that doesn't mean you can't learn something from it. And any piece of feedback is an opportunity for you to evaluate it, determine if there is any way that you can incorporate that feedback to make yourself better, or if you should just disregard it because the person is full of stuff, you know.
Full of stuff.
Full of stuff, yeah.
There we are. It's a family show.
This is a family show, yes. So yeah, always take notes on what you're working on, what you've done to help the company. Constantly reassess your career goals and make sure that you're going in the right direction. In some cases, when you're doing this constant assessment, you find that the right option is actually to start pursuing other opportunities. But that's something you can make if you're always aware and adjusting. Yeah. I think that is our section on. One last thing I was going to mention is this piece of feedback, not the feedback, but the record of things you accomplished. I like to call it the brag file.
The brag file.
The brag file, yeah.
I have a brag file.
You have a brag file? I thought you would like that term.
Oh yeah, if I'm at the lounge and there's some ladies, I got a brag file. Oh yeah.
This can apply to your personal life as well.
Oh, that's all I thought it was.
No, yeah, the brag file in your personal life can be like
subtle brag file, humble brag file.
Yeah, the
brag file nevertheless.
Maybe it's a trophy you've earned, or some sport you're particularly good at. Maybe it's a match you won recently. Those can go in your personal brag file.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about what we're wearing, and then we've got some comments. Or should we talk about the comments first?
Either way.
Fine.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what we're wearing.
Okay.
You go first. I've been talking for a while.
The suit I am wearing today is a double-breasted, not a Cifanelli, but a Lorenzo Cifanelli. This was a suit that was it was a collaboration with Cifanelli and the Rake, I believe, or Lorenzo Cifanelli for the Rake, and this is probably only the third time I've worn it. I've had it for 5 years, and I don't have a legitimate reason why I do not wear it. It's a beautiful suit. I love the cut. It's probably because my weight's up a little bit, and it's the fit isn't exactly what I would be happy with right now, but it's beautiful, and I believe. The Lorenzo Cifanelli for the Rake line was crafted in Italy instead of France, but beautiful suit, and the trousers, too bad you can't see them.
Yeah, they're
fantastic.
Great.
Yes, thank you. And the tie today is canali, a little
I think it looks great.
I'm not necessarily happy with the width, but I like the color, and yeah. And so the shirt today, this is an Eton custom, and the reason that we keep carrying on about Eton, or I keep carrying on about Eton, is the fact that I actually have only found a few different brands that complement my body type. I am a 17, if you're here in North America, 1736, or I believe 43 European size. And so a larger shirt, and right out of the box, even with my little custom details on it, it's almost perfect. You know, my philosophy is a garment will never fit my body perfect, but perfect enough, close enough rather. And so, yeah, and then my shoes today are by one of my favorite shoemakers, Altin Bautier in Paris, and they are a loafer, and I forgot the name of them specifically. We'll put them up on the screen here. Altin Bautier, and they are a dark blue with a touch of burgundy in there.
Oh, that's a great color.
I love Altin Bautier, and we are going to have when we do our shoe segment, I'll carry on about Altin Bautier.
Yeah, so we're doing shoes on the 5th episode, and talking about shirts. We're going to talk a whole bunch about shirts.
Exactly.
I believe that's episode 4. That's the next one. So make sure you've subscribed and you continue watching if you want to learn more about the dress shirts that we prefer.
I agree. Timepiece today, this is the Breguet Marine chronograph at 18 karat rose gold. I love my rose gold. Breguet Marine, I'm in love. It's my favorite watch brand, Breguet Marine. My pochette today, my pocket square. If you can see this, I always have a problem displaying this. This is, there we are. Can we see it there? Yeah. Perseus turning Phineas and his followers to stone. You have Medusa's head there. Once again, that treachery was thwarted, and a brilliant National Gallery right here, Rampley and Company. Love this, beautiful. And then I have my my saintly little pin there. If we know what that is, you know what that is. You know what it is. So
Excellent.
Yes. Yeah.
Lovely outfit.
Yes. And what are you wearing today?
So I am wearing. I've actually forgotten. I believe this is a Brooks Brothers jacket. I have a lot of Brooks Brothers clothes. And the shirt, I do recall that. This is a J Press Oxford button-down shirt. The tie is also a Brooks Brothers tie. And I believe the trousers, I believe those are also Brooks Brothers khakis. Could be J Press though.
And actually, for being a khaki material, those actually look pretty good with that. That jacket. Yeah.
And then the shoes are a little bit unique. These are Brooks Brothers shoes. They're very dark burgundy, almost purplish burgundy. And the thing that's unique about them is they're branded Brooks Brothers, but Brooks Brothers always works with either UK or other European makers. I don't know who the makers are of these shoes, but I'll put the model and pictures down here on the screen. I'll find my receipt, but they're made in Italy. That's all I know.
Yeah. So they're beautiful. Those are beautiful. The color is brilliant. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
And
the timepiece. Yeah. This is another unique piece here. This is the Christopher Ward 1984. And it's an unusual piece because it's one of the what do you call them, bespoke, or they're for the company usually.
Yeah.
So this was a company watch, and somebody has a review of this watch actually, but yeah, this is a Christopher Ward 1984.
Yes. It's Apple.
Apple, yes.
Yeah, Apple.
Apple company. Not an Apple Watch.
No, not an Apple Watch. It's a real watch.
It's a real watch. Yeah.
And it's actually we'll put a image of it on screen, but it's actually looks beautiful. That's a beautiful piece there. I like that. Yes.
And then here we have Rampley and Company, upside down. This is a painting by John Everett, circa 1930. The Ikiki, I believe is how it's said. A nice boat there on the high seas.
Oh yeah, tall ship.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love I love being on the ocean.
Or maybe it's not. It's listing from this angle.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mutinous crew. I can see them.
The
You can
mutinous
see it in their eyes.
I always love reading books about being on the sea, and I love sailing. So this is one of my favorite pieces right here.
You love sailing, do you?
I do, yes.
Yeah, well, you will kiss the gunner's daughter. Take yourself below for the makings. Whatever that means.
I don't know. We should just be sponsored by Rampling Company by now.
We really should.
Yeah.
Be. It's a trick anyway.
Yeah.
And speaking of, I wanted one more thing on the Lorenzo Cifanelli line of suits for the rake. Waco, if there is a man that I would love to have a drink with, it would be a Waco founder of Revolution Magazine, The Rake, and Quail Watch official, and that would be a man that we'd love to have a drink with.
Yeah.
And he actually modeled this specific suit for The Rake, is the reason I purchased it, and they've discontinued it. And I just big upped you. Get off the table.
We have some viewer feedback.
Oh boy.
Please send us your feedback.
Oh yes.
There's a lot of ways you can do it. You can message us, email us, DM us on Instagram. Is that right?
Yeah.
Instagram, yeah. And you can also post a comment down below, and we will respond. Mm-hmm. So we have some feedback here and some questions. One of our fans sent us a message, and you might have we have a fan. We have a fan already.
Right.
Yes, she wishes to remain anonymous, and I've been smiling every time you've used.
It's a she.
It's a she. We have a female fan. Yes.
Okay, all right. Hold on. All right now.
You may have noticed I couldn't help but smile every time you use the word beautiful to describe your.
Bellissimo.
Yes. The feedback is you use the word beautiful a lot when describing things.
Me?
All of us.
Oh, okay.
All of us,
Okay.
yes. This could be incorporated into a fun drinking game. We are not responsible if you do that, but apparently that is the case.
Well, will she be joining us for this drinking game?
I don't know.
And two of her friends?
I don't know how many times we've said that word.
I see. I'll double it up when we meet her.
You double it up. Okay. Another comment we have is from Shorty Blackwell Watches. Great episode. You should do an episode solely devoted to dress shoes.
That's a good idea.
That is actually on the schedule. We will be doing that.
Yes, I can. I have a grand shoe collection, Solia collection, and I could carry on about it for, well, the length of the video.
Yes, yes, you could.
Since it'll be about shoes.
Great shoe collection. Mm-hmm. Another question by the same person. What style dress shoe do you suggest for upper management, for the office, for upper management? And we replied to the comment, but I don't know if we want to talk about it a little bit more here.
Upper management?
Upper management. What style of dress shoe?
Just get a beautiful Crockett & Jones Derby in a dark brown. That's what I would say. I don't think you can go wrong with Crockett & Jones. It's safe. It's not too stylistic. It's not too Italian or French. In other words, it doesn't have too much of the pointed, narrow toe like I like, which that's the funniest thing my feet don't even fit into, but that's the price of style. But yeah, beautiful Crockett Jones Derby or an Oxford. I would maybe a light broguing on there. You don't want too much. Too much broguing is it's a casual look, and you're not fox hunting in the country. Poor foxes. But that's what I would do. Yeah.
I like. I have a slightly wider feet than many, so I prefer the Allen Edmonds shoe, because they offer it in 3 different widths, or 4 different widths actually. So you can get if you find yourself not fitting too well into a certain brand. Another one you might consider if you want to go for a very classic look, because it's kind of a very kind of I don't want to say older style, but a kind of a classic style, is the Allen Edmonds shoes that come in a variety of different widths if you should need that.
Oh yeah, and if you wanted to even do a step up from Allen Edmonds, Alden, if you get their specific a specific leather that they use. A pair of Aldens would be beautiful. You know, it's a little bit more, you know, but they literally, if you take care of these shoes, they should last you the rest of your life, unless you're spelunking in them, as you do. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Would you recommend anyone wear a Johnston & Murphy shoe?
Actually, if you were perhaps scuba diving and you needed, you know, you didn't have your flippers with you, but no, I wouldn't. Or if you wanted to maybe beat the neighbor with it in the middle of the night, they came knocking on your door for
Yeah.
some reason, like accusing you of stealing his inner web.
Yeah.
But no, don't. No, those are garbage. I have to say. I'm sorry. Just those are garbage shoes, you know. There was a time where I think they were okay, but
I think
you
there was
know,
a time,
yeah. Whether it's Johnston Murphy and what was that other brand, Florsheim and that kind of stuff, you know, stay away from the malls.
Yeah.
Stay away from the malls if you're looking for actually good shoes. You will find places like Allen Edmonds at certain malls, and usually higher end malls, and you know you can get a good pair of shoes from Allen Edmonds for a good price.
Yeah.
But no, those are garbage, and they don't even look good, you know.
Yeah. Well, make sure.
And anything, from what I understand, I could be wrong about this. You can respond to this in the comments. If it says anywhere on the inside of the shoe or the upper pure grain leather, it is pure grain leather probably, but it's really low quality. It shouldn't even bother saying that. But yeah.
We want to get some more feedback from reviewers, and so you can send us a message. You can leave a comment. If you want to remain anonymous, you can send us a message and ask us, or you know, request to remain anonymous, and we'll respect that. So please do send us some feedback. Also, another thing we want to do is on our Instagram. Feel free to send us a photo of your outfit if you want some reviews, or tag us, and we will try to respond to that. If you need some advice on how to complete an outfit, you can send us a photo of what you've got, and we can help recommend some different accessories or additional pieces to complement what you currently have.
That'd be fun. That'd be clever.
Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun to do. So please do follow us on Instagram. Make sure that you are subscribed and you keep watching our show, because we have a whole episode where we will talk about shoes.
Yes, I think that's good.
All right.
Yeah, I like that.
Don't forget, always elevate your style, and we'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.
What kind of day is it today, Joshua?
It's a beautiful sunny day.
It's a beautiful sunny day.
It's a beautiful day.